Hey everyone, hope you're having a great Monday. Hi to everyone out there. Got Peyton Langford, golfing extraordinaire. We had some fun on the golf course today. We're a little bit beat up, worse for the wear, thanks to being out in the sunshine. But the sunshine is, while it won't be going away at all times, let's just say it's not going to be as quiet as it was today.
Far and few between.
Golly, we've got a very active weather pattern. Now, there's no storms tonight, so you can all breathe a sigh of relief. But this time tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a live update, and it's not just going to be to tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be showing you what's happening.
Yeah.
Essentially. So let's get right to it. We're not going to waste a lot of your time. Also, we don't want to be here all night, but we got so much going on. Blaze, what's going on, my man? Hope you're doing well. And hey, let's see if this works. So we're working out with something new here called Stream Deck. And y'all do any golfing last weekend? Did we do any golfing last weekend? I mean, probably Peyton did. Yeah. Driving back to the great Northwest Arkansas tomorrow from Houston, from H-Town.
H-Town.
That's right.
Ooh. I wonder if my parents have power yet.
Oh, man.
I think so. I think they were one of the first ones to kind of get power back.
That was pretty rough, man.
That was pretty rough.
They just said it was an EF1. I haven't even really looked at the damage surveys.
In addition to a lot of the straight line wind damage.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. But first, let's get to this. This is our weather headlines, if you will. So here's what we're going to try. Let's do weather with camera. Hey. Multiple severe storm chances are going to be ahead. Now, this includes tomorrow evening. This includes another chance for Wednesday. The first round is going to begin around 5 o'clock. Now, around 5 o'clock, because it could be a little bit later, but there might be a few isolated storms just before 6. The real crank up of storms is going to be tomorrow night about this time. Severe storms will be possible Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, also the potential for severe weather and heavy rain. I think out of everything, the thing that I'm probably the most confident is that we're going to see some significant flooding potential.
Yeah, there's definitely significant flooding potential, and especially because we could have a stationary front that could lead to a lot of training of storms that could lead to a lot of rain.
I mean, it just spells flooding potential.
Yeah.
This is the type of pattern that you kind of dread in terms of not only severe weather, but also flooding potential. And let's kind of show you why. First of all, it's humid. You step out the door, you could feel it. It's a muggy, but it gets even muggier as we go throughout our next several days. Winds are light. They were strong today, though.
Yeah, out of the south.
Man.
It's nice having the tailwind sometimes, but it sucked.
There weren't many holes that the wind was at your tail.
Like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. The long drive hole on one, and I duffed it and duck hooked it
long...
left. Yeah, number 1 was the long drive hole.
I saw you drive on 10.
So bad. Which one? Yeah, the first one.
First one.
I hit it like 10 feet, maybe. Yeah, second one was better. But yeah, it was just, golf is so hard.
It reminded me of Tin Cup. Today reminded me of Tin Cup.
Give me another ball.
Yeah.
Like, give me another one. I tapped it in for a crowd-pleasing 13. That's all right. Back to this. So here's the surface map. We got a dry line that's off to the west. Oklahoma, my gosh, did they get rocked last night. My son and I were watching the coverage with, what was interesting is there was one chief that wasn't at Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah, it was Channel 9. David Payne wasn't there. So Lacey Swope and Cassie was covering all the storms.
Nice.
And I don't know if you heard this, but there was a storm tracker that Hydra played.
Yes, I did see that.
He's
his wife.
I know him very well, Val and Amy Castor. Yeah. They are always on every storm. They have quite a rig, that's for sure. We actually saw it when we were storm chasing a few Saturdays ago.
Oh, nice.
So this is the surface map. There's all the fronts. And eventually what's going to happen is those fronts will start pushing east as the jet stream energy starts moving in. And that's going to lead to some storm chances. Now, look at this. You talk about the Gulf that's open for business. Now, this is pretty typical of a summertime pattern where you get this warmth and humidity and you get some pop-up stray storms. but we've got so much jet stream energy. Now, this is what I really want to show you, and then we're going to dive into the timing of all this. But look at the fuel that's available for the thunderstorms. Obviously, today, everything's west. We're capped. We're not very unstable. But watch what happens as we go throughout our day tomorrow. Yikes. That actually already sped it through it. There's Tuesday evening. A lot of instability. It shows it dropping off because storms develop. Then Wednesday, more instability. Oh, wait, we're not done. Then Wednesday night into Thursday morning, look at what's coming back. There's Thursday afternoon, more instability. Here's Friday, more instability.
Just never quits.
Here's Saturday, more instability. And you're probably like, well, yeah, that's great. We have that in the summer. We have all this instability and we don't see any storms. That's because we don't have a focusing mechanism or a source of lift. Look at that. Still going. There's Sunday night. That looks like severe weather potential. And finally, by the evening of Memorial Day, if that really does truly happen, those storms start to push out. And the frontal boundary actually makes its way south. So let's start off with the first risk tomorrow. Then you put together a lot of the forecast. We let's just say took a little while to play our round today. It was car path only because of the rain and storms this morning, which, by the way, I know a lot of you experienced power losses. Lightning was flashing. There was all sorts of them going on. It was kind of crazy.
It's pretty noisy this morning.
Yeah, it was. So tomorrow, what do you think?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm mainly focused with the damaging winds. I think we're gonna have some really strong wind gusts. Maybe not necessarily here, but definitely in the kind of the Midwest, the Iowa region. But here, yeah, damaging winds. And if the upper level support is in, we could definitely see some QLCS tornadoes possible.
Now, this is a large day, too. It could get upgraded. It's already an enhanced farther north. There's a look at the tornado risk. It's low, or when we say very low, it's a 2%. But 2% above climatology for mid-May, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's typically when you see most of the tornadoes is in mid-May.
2% now versus 2% in like November, completely different.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a look at the day 2 wind. So as Peyton mentioned, the wind threat's definitely there. And then you got the large hail threat. But if we look at the flooding threat, here is the day 2 excessive rainfall forecast. Oh, once again, it's over us. Now, let's go to the day 3. Before we do, we're going to go back to our day 2, and we're going to take a look at what the thunderstorms do. Now, remember, this is just a model, and we'll look at several different models. But there, Tuesday afternoon, it's already starting to pop off some storms. Then you're going to see here, look at that, real quick. It moved in real fast, but maybe some isolated storm activity right around 5. That's why we said right around 5. Then tomorrow night, that's when I think things really start to crank up. Look at what's happening in southwest Missouri.
Yeah.
Now we got some isolated cells. We looked at the photographs and the soundings, and they're not terrible, especially for Wednesday early morning. So there's going to be maybe some isolated supercells. Then you'll see Wednesday morning additional storms popping up. We'll kind of step through that here as the energy stops. So that's the day 2 convective outlook. Something that can be kind of confusing is the risks go from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. So basically 12Z to 12Z, which is noon in England and then to noon the next day. But you subtract 5 from that, that gives us 7 o'clock in the morning for 12Z. Now, here's the risk as we go into our, and this is where things get kind of tricky here. Take this out. So we're going to go from this at the end with thunderstorms, and then this is the latest model. Like, that's the same one, only it doesn't show all those storms now. But this is the risk for our day 3 convective outlook. So this is starting Wednesday morning at 7 a.m., and then you're going to see additional storms popping up. Now watch this. Wednesday morning into the afternoon, that's some pretty intense storms in the River Valley. And Northwest Arkansas also seeing intense storms. Then additional storms pop up. Let's just kind of step through this. So now you got River Valley, multiple storms training over each other, just like railroad cars on a train track. You can see the way they're all kind of lined up there. You got them here, 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 and they're all moving over kind of the same location. We'll continue moving ahead. Look at that, continuing training. And then finally, the model doesn't go far enough out for that. So there's a look at the timing of all this. Get our camera off the screen. So tomorrow afternoon, maybe a few storms, but they really start ramping up during the evening hours. And then overnight, especially, is when we'll start to see this rain a little bit more. So the 60% that dropped off is just the model. We got to adjust this. So we had 60, 70, and then it goes down to 60 and then back up to 80. But we'll adjust that, probably make it nice and smooth. There could be a little bit of a drop off, though, during the afternoon Wednesday at times. But I think the model is a little overdone on that. And you're going to see Wednesday afternoon into the evening. Speaking of the flying, John Leachman's talking about the jet stream. Let me show you. First of all, you're always flying. It amazes me how much you travel, John. I know you're doing it for work, sometimes play, but usually work. And he's always flying, man. Every time it seems like another storm is rolling in, and he's out there flying. But here is that day 4 convective outlook. So we got it once again over us. This is timing. The most we can tell you at this point, Thursday. Stay tuned for updates. I do think all hazards will be on the table. You saw the instability. And the day 5 and the day 6 outlook is too low for predictability. So if we look at the rainfall, it's impressive. In fact, I think that 5 went even higher now, or it went bigger, didn't it? Or is that just my imagination?
I think it shifted east a little bit.
Shifted east and a little bigger. So this is the Weather Prediction Center 7-day outlook on precipitation. What's funny is last week we were looking at this and it was like, what, ½ inch to an inch? I was like, yeah, that's going up.
I think it got up to maybe that light purple, so 1.5.
Oh, nice. Donita says, I get to go to my first Hardy concert. Say that fast. At the AMP. It's my birthday present. I'm so stoked. So that's the 30th. Let's just get there when we get there. Honestly, it looks like it's going to be pretty hot. The 30th. A lot of this storm activity is going to come to an end as we get into the middle part of next week, as the summer ridge of high pressure might be building in.
Whew. Can't wait.
Yeah. Now, Roby said, notification took me to a strange page I didn't want to play. Huh. Weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
How is Rudy looking? So Rudy's fine tonight. Everything's great tonight. But Rudy could be getting some heavy rain. Now, here's the problem. We don't know exactly where those storms are going to train. But we can tell you that somewhere in our viewing area will likely get hit with substantial rainfall. Here's the different models that are showing this. The graph earlier was showing like a ½ inch, but now it's got an inch over that. And look at Harrison, 2.95. This is just a model. Remember, it's not perfect. Look at how central Arkansas gets hammered with the heavy rainfall. So we look at the European. That's kind of going back and forth, but, on average, about an inch to 2.5 inches with some localized higher amounts. Then you got the graph. Well, we already showed you the graph, the GFS. And what do you think the best way to describe the GFS forecast would be?
Out to lunch.
Yeah. Gorilla mode. I think that's the best way to talk about that.
Oh, my goodness.
But the one thing you got to watch is that there is that potential for extremely heavy rain. And I think the model is hinting at this, and there will be some spots that do get considerable, if not significant, flooding. And then you look at the NAM, and now the NAM's a little bit north of everything else. But do you see the trend? There's a stripe of heavy rainfall, and I think that heavy rain will be somewhere in our weather coverage area. So we're going to have to continue to watch that. Okay, so John was talking about the jet stream. Guess what? That's our next weather graphic. So you've heard the saying, you better know it's northwest flow.
Northwest flow.
And what does that mean, Peyton, if we're talking about that?
Means you got northwest flow in the upper levels, so it's gonna come in faster than what models are thinking, and
Stronger
find the
than what
ridge,
it's
and
thinking,
stronger
too.
too, because it sneaks under a ridge, the dirty ridge.
Yep. And models have a struggle really bad with maintaining that precipitation where it looks like they die off. Case in point, what happened this morning. You know, if we look at it honestly, we were under that northwest flow this morning. In fact, check this out. We'll show you what happened if we go back. Let's go back the last 48 hours, which, by the way, there were some crazy storms. Check this out. Ready? OBS scenes. Let's go with weather one full. Hey, working. So here's a look at the satellite radar. And notice the storms in Kansas yesterday. But then there was a cluster, and the models didn't really show this very well. There was some isolated supercells that popped up in northeast Texas Panhandle. Notice how that's not even in the watch. Then that storm started materializing into a supercell and turning southeast, and something just hit it. And let me take the lightning off of there because there's just so much going on. So you got tornado warnings, you got tornado considerable, strong, confirmed. Look at that. And then that thing just continued to maintain all the way through Oklahoma City. Started cranking up in El Reno again. Then finally died out as it made its way east. But now look at this little guy. Northwest flow. You can see the way those storms are moving northwest to southeast. MCVs, MCSs developed. There's that little piece of energy that swung in. Wasn't severe according to the warnings, but definitely brought some gusty winds. Looks like it gusted out big time. Maybe even had like a downburst that happened as the storm moved out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with microbursts, but there's a look at that storm system. And then now that energy is out of here. So where is our next piece of energy? Well, we'll check that out, but John's still wanting to see that jet stream map, and that is the very next thing. So, oh no, it's southwest flow. And boy, not only is it southwest flow, but it just maintains southwest
It's like a
flow.
fire hose of southwest flow, just constantly.
So watch this.
streaming.
Storm chances on Tuesday. There's the upper level energy. There's storm chances Wednesday and Thursday. There's more storm chances Friday. There's more energy for the weekend. And then finally, as we see a breakdown in the ridge right here, that's where things start getting.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's
gonna get
pretty
really
toasty.
hot.
So Hardy is going to be scorching.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly. Ron Burgundy.
Let's see here. I know I gave him a reference on my news tonight. Look at that ridge.
Oh my goodness. It's gonna reach like 80 degrees in Winnipeg.
Yeah. In fact, I would love to see. Should we look?
What, the temperatures?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's just see what we got here for temps.
100. I think it's gonna be in the 90s easily.
Yeah.
Easily in the 90s in Fayetteville next week, if that happens.
It's still a ways out, but
Right.
but this will give you an idea here. Oh yeah, we're not going to do wind chill. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Here we go.
That'll work.
I don't want to do the 850. I'm going to do this. Regional web. Here we go. This is perfect.
Yeah.
So here we go. Surface temps. We're going to zip through to next week. So look at this ridge building in. Right about now, after that storm system moves out. Yeah, I don't think it's updated. Let's see.
All right. Guess it's not that bad.
No, that's not even updated.
You like the-
62 on
the
Thursday.
GFS.
No, wait. Oh, see, the data stopped in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't show up as much. We could look at the. You want to look at the GFS?
Yeah.
Let's just type in temps here.
Take this full. Yes. So you can see.
There you go.
Whole temps.
So warming up. Yeah, see, it's just stopping at 10 a.m. even though it shows it going out all
Yeah.
the way. It will be warm, I promise you.
If that ridge builds in, oh boy, it'll be hot.
Yeah, that's going to be some hot weather. So, all right, back to the jet stream map. You already saw the jet stream map. But how does that translate to everything else? Well, here's the European model with multiple storm chances. So check this out. You got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, this is where Friday night to Saturday morning, I could see a massive complex dumping heavy rain. There's Saturday.
Saturday night into Sunday.
Another
Sunday
round
morning.
Saturday morning or Sunday morning into the afternoon. Then finally by Monday, those storm
Which I think
chances
there
drop
might be
off.
some Monday morning. Or not Monday morning, but at some point Monday.
Yeah. I hate driving in the rain.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the latest there. Let's look at the NAM 3 kilometer. Let's see what it has. We'll do some of the model data here. Let's see what we got. I know, no storms, please. No, we're gonna definitely see a lot of storms. So here's the future. Here's the future track NAM 3 kilometer. Storm chances Thursday. There's Thursday night. Doesn't really bring as much. We'll see what happens, but we know there's gonna be storms eventually. There you go. That's Wednesday night. Wednesday night could be our night too. Then you see the storms continue as the frontal boundary. See how those storms were popping up?
Yeah.
The frontal boundary never clears the area, so it just remains stormy. Yeah, I don't know. The Oak River, my wife was wanting to go do some floating, and I'm just like, I mean, it sounds awesome because the weather will be warm, but there's also
Right.
going to be storms as well. So here's a look at we already looked at the future track NAM 3 kilometer. I was going to show you the 7-day, and we're going to wrap up this Facebook Live.
Yeah, we are exhausted.
Yeah. Some severe Tuesday afternoon, evening into Wednesday morning. Some severe Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Some severe Thursday night into Friday morning. Saturday, some storm chances, especially in the morning hours. Remember with that MCS that comes through from the northwest.
And they say Vegas is a city that never sleeps.
Shit.
That'll be us.
Seems like this week.
This week, we will never sleep.
What do you think? Are we done? Oh, yeah. Future radar Saturday, I can, but keep in mind it's such a ways out. There's going to be a lot of different changes on that. So here's a look at the Tuesday. So this is basically the European. I'm going to go back to.
Long range model, low resolution,
Yep.
but long distance.
So there's tomorrow afternoon, evening. There's Wednesday. There's Thursday. Look, I mean, it just doesn't ever stop. There's Friday. So someone was wanting to know future radar Saturday. So here's Saturday. See, overnight Friday into Saturday morning, storms. And maybe a break Saturday afternoon, but then additional storms popping up. So it's never going to be totally clear without storm chances.
Mm-hmm.
Now for Tuesday, tomorrow, Gwen, what we can do is we can look at the HRRR. So if you want to know what time Tuesday, remember this is just a model. but it'll give you a good idea. There's a look at Tuesday afternoon. Then you're going to see by Tuesday evening. Yeah, see, that's a lot of storms. This one's pretty active. Look at that. That's each one of those will be intense.
Hmm.
And then there's additional storms
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning. And some of those could bring the potential for some heavy rain. You know what? One thing we didn't look at, Peyton? We didn't look at the HRRR extended rainfall. Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to be up there.
Quarter, third of an inch.
Oh, more than that. Yeah, because that doesn't get the heaviest stuff. But yeah, look
Yeah.
at Clarksville, 2.38.
Well,
So there is
I think
someone.
there's gonna be a pretty heavy swath in the River Valley. I think
Yeah, I think the
all
confidence
models are
is
showing
building on
that.
that. So back to that 7-day forecast. Storm chances definitely ramping up, and then there you see Sunday. See how the sun is on the right-hand side of Saturday and then the left-hand side of Sunday.
As of right now, it kind of looks like it might be Saturday morning,
Mm-hmm.
but of course things are gonna change plenty. Or we're still 5 days out.
What's the biggest threat Wednesday? It's a good question. It's too far out to nail down specific threats, but with the amount of instability that we have, wind shear, stalled out frontal boundary, all those things could lead to some stuff for sure. Tired of this rain every week lately. I know.
Me too.
We're tired of it too.
Yeah,
All right.
literally.
Have to get a good night's rest tonight,
Oh yeah.
Peyton. And we don't have to get up as early. Let's go to the River Valley real quick, show you that, and then we're going to wrap it up. It's going to be 30 minutes exactly for this Facebook Live.
All right.
So there's Wednesday, Thursday. There's some storm chances. We roll into our Friday in the morning. Saturday, Sunday, pretty quiet. Memorial Day, maybe a few storms. So
Hopefully it stays quiet. Know people want to enjoy the nice Memorial Day. Get a little 3-day weekend.
that's right. Oh, we'll keep that on there. But 15 seconds, we're shutting her down here. So, guys, have one last thing you want to say? Let me know. Storms are cranking up in Colorado, but just not around here. So we'll
And
be
Iowa.
watching that southwest flow and watching that system rolling through. Yeah, and
Mhm.
Iowa. All right, later. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. God bless. Catch you later.